and welcome back to optional class, The Hallowed Dark, Act 1, Years of Light. As always, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. I am your humble dungeon master, Emma, and with me are my 4 players. We have Jude Beiter.
Bonjour.
Wren. Leopold. I hate you guys. Rowan Beiter.
Hola.
And Adrien Weiss.
Hello.
I hate you.
Best way to end!
Hello.
Vaguely accented. Hello.
It's supposed to be German. I don't know.
know.
Because I briefly forgot all other languages that weren't already taken.
Yeah, if it helps, ciao can be
You
hello
forgot-
or goodbye.
Yeah, every German or every language but German.
I just all of them. No, I forgot the language which I speak, the language which several that I don't speak, but hello. I could have done Russian, which I speak. I could have done.
God, we gotta keep rolling.
Anyway.
A brief recap. My 4 players here, you guys have just finished your little adventure in the castle, discovering the source of maybe some of the information from the tale that you were told by Varric the Bard. You guys found a little treasure room. It got away with some little trinkets that you may have taken, and are currently waiting outside discussing what comes next. It's probably about mid-afternoon at this point, 3-4 in the afternoon. You've got the sunlight kind of coming through the trees a little bit. You guys are standing outside of the bunker that you found. And what happens now?
I think Yarrow is sort of holding the doll that she took close to her chest initially. And she's sort of doing some mental math in her head before she suddenly just goes, Auntie, I am so sorry. I hope you weren't insulted that I left your doll behind. It felt wrong to leave this behind because it was so sweet, but it felt wrong to not leave like a tribute or something to because it was you can't just take a doll and not leave something as something to be nice. But I hope I didn't make you upset. I'm really sorry if I did. I realized just now that could have been really insulting, and I hope I didn't make you upset, and I'm not really sure how to stop talking right now, to be honest.
Andy is kind of really overwhelmed, but isn't this that weird position where he was like, I was upset about that, but this is a very reasonable explanation. He's like, no, it's fine. I think it's really nice that you left something for the
and it was so sweet when you wanted it to have a friend, but it just felt so wrong to not take it, and I sorry.
No, yeah, you're fine. He pats it on the head.
I make it wave.
Right. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we should probably talk about what we're going to do.
Clary has not been paying attention. She's been waving her sword. She's been she loves this new sword. Just
Right, you've got your brand new sword.
new sword, a real sword. I mean, not that the rapier is not a real sword, but
But
a grown-up sword.
Notably, the weapons that you guys have are still the dulled weapons. Adrien has not given you
weapons.
You have a sharp sword now.
Whose idea was it to give Clary a sharp object?
So Clary, you're here, and when you took the sword in the bunker, it was really only lit with firelight and the torches, and you saw that inscription on the inside. If you need a reminder of what the inscription says, I can pull that up for you. I don't know if you have.
I have notes. I don't have the full text of it, so I can't read it out loud for our dear viewers.
It was wait.
I know what it is.
It said a final blow will shine the light as my wielder deer ends this blight.
Yeah. I'm glad you have the full thing, because I just have final blow, shine light, wielder deer, and blight.
Wielder deer.
Yep. So that's written kind of fancy script, not quite if you picture Elvish, it's not quite that, but it's the sort of fancy script from tip to end, from tip to the hilt of the base. And
I didn't say a fucking word.
I'm just watching expressions. As you're holding it, it's a little bit of a short sword, so it might be it's more the length of like a normal kind of sword to you, because you're a little bit smaller as a child and also a dwarf. But it's like a decently sized sword.
Mm-hmm.
In the light, it's really catching everything. I think this is the first time that you've seen weapons before. Adrien obviously has one. His weapons are very well kept, but this sword has been pristine. Like, it's been used once, hypothetically, and never since. So it's like weirdly clean for being weird. Clearly someone upkept this while they could, and then it was sealed away in a hidden chamber. So I think it's like one of the nicer things that you've seen or held, and in the light that's really clear.
Yeah.
As you're like just waving it around, sort of like through that dappled
Wow.
sunlight.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're having a panic attack over here, and
Whatever you mean.
Clary's over here.
Clary needs 6
Just
feet of
waving.
clearance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Clary
Henry's
with
6 feet away from
yeah, 6
Clary
feet
being
of
like,
space
Social
around
distancing
Clary.
from like giant
And
sword
Clary's
swipes.
like,
Sword is
hey,
being swung.
look at this.
Did it come with like any sort of sheath or
Yes.
anything? Thank God.
Yeah, there
Good.
was a sheath. There was a sheath like under it. It's like a plain black leather, very simple plain black leather sheath with like either like a belt hook or like to go over your shoulder for like an over the shoulder draw. And on the outside is that same stylized sunburst that was on the shield and amulet, both of which were left behind.
So what?
Is Clary doing anything other than just
Yeah,
playing with the sword,
Yeah.
by the way?
I think she's like in the moment. She's very in the moment.
Just not paying attention to
She's
anything
paying
else.
attention.
Love
I
it.
think if someone like yelled for her attention, she would like hear, but I think she's just
I
like,
support that so much.
Real.
Yeah.
I would also be like that if I found a fancy sword.
Same.
yeah. Well, and it's also like nice metal work, which, you know, Clary can appreciate. No, I think she's just like, this is like a really cool thing that I have now, and it's a sword, which is her new interest, I guess. Yeah. What about, is Henry doing anything?
I think that Henry is taking the time to like shut the door of the castle. And I'm really debating covering it back over. Like we kind of pulled all of
I
these.
did cut through some of that because
But,
I don't
like,
have the knife.
We cut through stuff, but like it's like I'm assuming we didn't like clear the entire area.
No,
like
you're functionally speaking, you're not tall enough to do that.
Yeah.
fair.
Especially if Andy was the one
Andy
doing
was
it.
the one
Yeah,
doing it.
you guys basically cut enough of the vines off of the door to like reach the doorknob and push it open, but there was also still like fully
Full
vines covering parts
Okay,
of
so I
where
think
the
that's not
door
super
opened.
important then. So I think that like Henry's just like I'm just like closing the door, kind of just like seeing how much we've really disturbed of the area and like how much like I think that Henry like we found this castle that was weirdly a castle that nobody's ever seen before. But nobody's like found it, and I do think that Henry's kind of like looking around, being like, what are we seeing that like other people have missed, who have lived here for ages upon ages upon ages and just ignored?
Give me
Good point.
what check is this gonna be?
Because Henry has such a strong like I have such a strong tie to this area, and my parents have never. If they knew that there was this thing out here, they would have claimed it years ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what this check is. Give me. Let's see. Might be. I think I'm gonna say give me a Constitution
Ooh.
check.
I'm gonna use my new dice. We'll see how these roll. Pretty good. That's a 16.
I think on a 16, Clary, as you're standing here sort
Not
of
Clary,
like
Henry.
not Clary, Henry. So sorry, Clary is playing with a sword. Henry's having deep emotional moments. Clary's fighting with a sword.
Also a deep emotional moment. The
You know
emotion
what?
is joy.
Very different.
Emotions. I think she's also like maybe practicing some forms that
Yeah.
she's seen Adrien teach. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's not just messing around. You know, I think she's also
Yeah.
practicing. Anyway,
But I think on a 16, Henry, I think you do realize part of what it is, which is that, like, childhood constitution of belief. And you came out here because you believed that it was here. And believed this story, and just had, like, that firm... I don't know if Clary, like, or if Henry, I don't know if Henry, like, has the knowledge, like, has the wisdom to call it, like, what it is, but understands that, like, I heard a story, was like, this must be real, and so this must be here. And adults don't do that. Adults hear a story and go, well, that was a nice story. But they don't necessarily believe it. They recognize fairy tale from reality. Whereas I don't think that Henry does in that way. At least I don't know if Henry has the wisdom to put that together, but has the firm knowledge in their own beliefs that, like, this was not a belief. You didn't believe this was true. You knew it was. And so, I don't think you really wonder, how did I know it was real? Because it just is. And I think that you just write it off as, well, the adults must just not be looking hard enough. As you stare up at this, and I think that you come to the realization that maybe you don't need to hide it. Maybe it's not about hiding the castle or the bunker. Maybe no one else will come looking, like no one else has.
unless there's like some other nosy kids.
So what do we do now?
Well, we have to go back, and you said it was like the afternoon.
Yeah, it's about maybe like 3, 4 in the afternoon. It's
Yes.
not quite dark. Adrien asked that you be back sort of like by the end of the day, by like
By dark.
nightfall. He's gonna have like the fire going for you guys. So you have like some time, but probably not a lot.
We have to go back, or else my dad's gonna be really worried, and then he'll
That
come
would be
looking
awful,
for us,
yeah.
and it would not be good. Yeah, and I think we should go back, and we should tell him what happened, and we can work out what to do next.
Are you sure we should tell Adrien?
Well, why shouldn't we tell him?
I mean, we found that prophecy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was kind of scary.
yeah. We should.
It was, you're right.
Yeah.
But that prophet, it's for us. It's about us.
Okay.
So wouldn't it be better to, like, maybe he can help us understand it better?
And I'm gonna point at Clary's sheath with the sun. Maybe he knows what that means.
Also, and I also point at Clary's sheath, we are coming back with some pretty obvious things.
I'm gonna hold the bag up.
I mean,
So it would be really hard to hide
Oh,
it.
yeah, and you pulled something out
I
of
have
it.
a weasel.
There's just a full weasel on your shoulder.
I go from pointing there to I point at the weasel. That will be in his house.
The weasel sort of like tilts its head and like nudges your finger with its nose.
Well, I mean, we don't have to, like, not tell Adrien everything. I just don't know if we should tell Adrien about prophecy.
well, we could go to that library guy instead.
Mohammed?
Yeah.
I think we should. I like like talking to Mehemen. I think that's a good idea, but I think we should talk to my dad before we talk to him.
Do you think he would tell my parents?
Or mine.
What if we asked him really nicely not to?
Yeah.
I mean, but like, that doesn't always work. I mean, like, if my parents point blank asked what we told him, like, is he going to lie to them? Would he be willing to lie to them? I mean, if my parents find out that I found this place and that, you know, this is my prophecy, they're not gonna let me do this.
Well, he hasn't broken our trust before. He's been really good about everything.
I mean, I'm not saying he'd do it intentionally, but there's always a chance.
Well, are the grown-ups gonna even believe in the prophecy anyway?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but they definitely won't believe it's us.
Well, I mean,
Well, if we don't...
if I told my parents, it's, I mean, they might be excited, but they might want to do it themselves, because they are a lot more powerful than we are.
But Yarrow is right. They are more powerful than we are. My dad is more powerful than we are. If this prophecy is about us, we can't just go and do it. We're gonna need help. Somebody's gonna have to teach us, to train us. We can't just we can't just not tell anyone and then what? Go around and not get trained as adventurers? What are you gonna do
You
when
get
the
trained as
prophecy
adventurers
comes back?
anyway, but I mean,
Does
Henry,
training have to happen here, though?
Henry, your
What do you
parents never
mean?
let you do anything anyway.
No.
Whether they know about the prophecy
fair,
or not,
actually.
they're not gonna let you do anything. Your parents never, they're really strict.
True. But like,
If we
the
tell
thing.
if we tell my dad, then we can. I don't know. You don't have to tell your parents, but you'll be around, and my dad will be around, and you can go to him and get trained without telling them. Like, I think there are more. He can help us, and we're gonna need help. And I gesture at the box with the
Yes.
ominous inscription on the inside.
We all took our own
We all
pearl,
took
right?
our pearls.
Yeah.
Which of us took the box?
I still have
Henry
box.
has it.
I have the box and the
And the
divination
orb.
orb.
I don't think we can do this by ourselves.
And
I can't do this by myself.
Well, we have a sword now. So that's a
you have
start.
a sword.
A real one.
And a knife.
Yeah.
We have 2 real weapons between the 4 of us.
So that's a start.
I agree. I think it would be very hard to not tell Adrien, and I do think he would be helpful. And it's not that I think that my parents wouldn't be helpful. I don't know. This is all very. We don't know a lot about any of it. It feels like whatever choice we make is going to be really important, and I'm just scared that if we don't tell anybody, then nobody knows about this potential world-ending thing. But if we do tell somebody, what if they then do the course of action that sets everything off?
Well,
And I know that in all of the stories that I've been told and that I've read, trying to avoid a prophecy never goes well and usually ends up with completing the prophecy. But it's still... It makes me nervous.
well,
I
if the
also-
prophecy's about us and someone else tries to do something about it, it's not about them.
But that could get them hurt.
It could get them in trouble. Yeah. Well, they're
Or
adults and that's their
worse.
responsibility.
I don't know.
That's actually really out of character. Let's not. Let's pretend I didn't say that.
I know you're worried about other people doing something bad or making something bad happen if we tell them, but I think maybe we did something bad
I
already.
agree, I do think
So
that.
I think
But that makes it our job to protect. If we did something bad,
now?
Well, nothing in the prophecy indicates that it's going to happen now, which gives us time.
It also doesn't indicate that it won't happen now. There's nothing that says, oh, in 100 years' time, this will happen. It just says... Exactly! Thank you!
it just says
It says that!
An ominous bell rings.
we don't have to tell.
Ah!
We don't have to tell everyone. But I think it's important that we tell someone.
How can we make sure that Adrien will... and I'm not saying that he should never tell someone, but just until we figure things out, how can we tell Adrien and make sure that he's intelligent. Maybe he could swear an
ask
oath
him
or something.
to swear on his oath.
And especially if we
Okay.
tell him the reasons he shouldn't tell anyone, like other people could get
What
hurt.
reasons?
All the reasons that we just said.
Okay, because my reason is more, I don't want my parents finding out quite yet, and I want us to know more.
Henry also has reasons.
I mean, here's the thing: if my parents find out about this, like they won't even let me practice sword fighting with Alphagor because that's not my role, or that's not what I'm supposed to do. Much less release an evil into this world and then be the person to save it. Like,
No, I meant the non-selfish reasons, like other people getting hurt.
Oh. Well, it's not even. I am worried about that, but I'm also worried that. Well, my parents haven't adventured in a few years, not too much since I started getting with Bolger, but. Sorry, the fucking weed whacker outside is getting me. It's getting me bad.
was there a weed whacker in January?
Yeah.
It might not be a weed whacker. They might be like cutting wood.
Removing the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I like that. I'm removing the sidewalk. A walk whacker. Anyway, I'm just worried that. Well, they want me to be an adventurer, so they would probably want me to take care of this, but I don't think they think I'm very good.
I know my parents don't think I'm very good.
Henry, have you? And I don't know. Maybe your parents wouldn't respond well to this, but have you thought about the fact that if there's a prophecy, and you're in the prophecy, then it is your role? Like that's pretty. That's proof. That's kind of proof that like this is your job.
I mean, they would just tell me that I'm reading too much into it, or that it's not my. I don't know, but they definitely won't think it's about me.
Well,
Or about us. I don't think they'll think it's about any of us.
listen, Andy's dad knows all of our parents and knows how they would react to that. My
He,
parents
just
would be
met
like,
my parents.
well,
I've been here for a week.
he knows our parents, and you know, my parents would probably be like, that's nice, Clary, you know, and Henry's parents would be like, you're not allowed to do that. And so maybe he wouldn't tell them because he knows that it wouldn't, you know, nothing would come of it. Nothing good would come of it.
So what are the biggest concerns that you guys are having? And
That we're saying?
And everybody make a wisdom saving throw real quick.
boy.
And think about like what your character's biggest concerns are.
Oof.
Well,
14.
I
Okay.
got a 10.
We're gonna start over here with Clary. So Clary, what are your biggest concerns, and what was your wisdom saving?
So my biggest concerns, I think, what if we did like release something bad that, you know, we're now responsible for, that could cause problems and, you know, get people hurt. Also, I don't want my friends to get in trouble.
Okay.
You know, and so on the one hand, yeah, I think Clary's like torn between, you know, keeping it to ourselves to stay out of trouble, but like maybe that'll get us into bigger trouble and like cause problems that might, you know, hurt people. But also like this is, if it's a prophecy, that's like responsibility with a capital R.
Sure.
which is like kind of like new and scary to her. You know,
Okay.
I don't think she's really had much responsibility in her life because her parents just like let her do whatever.
And what was your wisdom save?
14.
Okay. So on a 14, I think Clary focuses a little bit more on those positives of like, maybe this is responsibility, but maybe that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And
And,
Clary's very excited about learning how to use this sword and become an adventurer.
and maybe this
It
is
sounds
a really,
really fun and
really
exciting.
great path to do that. And I think on a 14, you're like, with or without. I think on a 14, you realize that it's like, even if you didn't tell Adrien, you wouldn't lose that opportunity.
Yeah, I think
That
Clary.
opportunity's still there because he's still always going to be teaching you.
Yeah, and you know, Clary's parents are very permissive, and I don't think they think that she could seriously become an adventurer. They're just like, oh yeah, our kid's like having harmless fun. So I don't think Clary really has much to lose here. I think she's really like concerned about her friends and, you know, whether, you know, there actually was an ancient evil release that could like end the world or something.
Yeah, so I think on a 14, you're like, okay, so like, whether we tell Adrien or not, we'll still have that teacher, mentor pupil
Yeah.
relationship. We'll all learn everything I need to.
Yeah, I think Clary's less concerned about herself and more concerned about others. So
And
we'll probably,
not telling Adrien might save your friends a lot of grief.
yeah. Yeah, so I guess Clary's question is just how much can we trust Adrien?
I think on a 14, that's hard to tell.
Yeah, so
Because you don't know Adrien super well, and you know he's friends with your parents.
yeah,
So,
I think Clary's gonna go with the group on this one.
Okay. Henry?
Alright, so I got 10 on
Great.
that.
Great.
I think Henry's biggest fear, to like boil it down, is letting others down. And I think Henry has spent her whole life so far being told, like, this is who you're going to be. You're gonna like be the mayor's wife. That's the end goal for your life. Like, Alphagor is the only person who's ever really like let her do what she wanted. And she doesn't really know how long that's going to last. At what point will he turn around and say, you're too old for this. You need to like go follow in your sister's footsteps. And Terfalin, this prophecy, everything that we've gotten from that vault and from the letters, is the first time that she feels somebody actually believes in her and believes that she can do something beyond just the politician's wife.
I think truly on a 10, Henry, this is like the worst role that you could have.
I know.
Because you truly don't know in this moment what is best. 10 is like true neutral. There, you get no insight. I think you're so wrapped up in everything you could lose and everything you could gain that no clear right path makes sense in your mind. You're like, on the one hand, we could tell people and maybe gain some things, but maybe lose a lot. And on the other hand, we don't tell, and we could gain a lot, but maybe lose. And there's no good path here that Henry can't see a way out. Like, everything, there is good, there is bad, there is like no clear right answer. Yarrow.
So I got a 4.
10
3 on the
out of
dice
10.
plus 1.
I'm reconsidering my decision to go with the group after all these rolls.
Oh,
Unless
boy.
Andy pulls
Can't
something
imagine
good
what you
out.
mean. Yarrow is shockingly terrified of a lot of things right now.
I feel like I should just stop you and say, on a 4, if you tell your parents, like, your parents will find out. They know everything.
They do. And
They'll find
I'm
out.
so scared with that specifically that, like, this is something about me, and I'm like, well, yeah, I could make them proud if I did it right, but there's no way I could possibly do it right, so they're going to take it from
Yeah.
me.
This is the mentality of a child who has only ever had things kind of taken away. Like, given an opportunity, and at the first screw up, it's gone.
Yeah.
And
I've screwed up every opportunity.
And you're like, there is no way, like, my parents would find, in your mind, you're like, my parents will find out. There is no question.
I think they'll see it on my face when I walk in that I'm hiding something. And I will say, just to add on to that, the other two main fears that Yarrow has currently, based on the prophecy and the fact that there was gilding on the mosaic covering the well, she thinks, we already let out this ancient evil, and we don't know how to stop it, but telling someone will also make everything spiral out of control. And then in the back of her head, she also has not stopped thinking about the mirror.
Yeah. So I think everything right now is sort of like, as far as my parents will find out, they will absolutely, no hesitation, no doubt, take it away and not let me have this. And I think in this moment, it's not really about, I think you're so far, like...
So far gone.
You're so far gone that Adrien, and whether or not you can trust Adrien, is, like, not even
I don't
on
think
your
that
radar.
telling him will or not will even matter on if my parents know.
You're already, like, my parents just will find out.
They know everything. They could be scrying on me right now.
What
My mom's
a-
really
so
powerful.
concerning thought.
Concerning.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where Yarrow's at. So, Andy, how about you?
So I got a natural 20.
Oh,
Jesus.
thank
God. Oh
Plus
my
three
God.
for a
good.
23 total.
Okay.
Every single wisdom check with this.
Listen,
kid.
if it had been bad, I would have been like,
God,
can we please get Andy advantage on this because Adrien's his dad?
No.
We don't need it.
So-
Thank God.
So I think Andy saw that prophecy and his first reaction was fear. He was like, that's really big and very scary.
Before you go into your second concerns, that's really big, that's really scary, fear. This story, this prophecy, it's all about this darkness. And to Andy, let me ask a question on a 23. Does Andy think that this darkness is like a literal darkness or like more of a metaphorical thing?
Oh, he heard dark and he pictures blackness. The sun goes out in the sky type darkness.
Right. So
that's his like understanding of this as like a little kid who's already terrified of the dark.
So you're like fear, darkness, black. But dark isn't always black. And I think on a 23, Andy's sitting here and he thinks of, like, you think of black, you think of dark, you think of night. But night, there's still light. There are still stars. There's still something out there. And I think Andy looks at the sunburst on the scabbard. It's not colored, notably. It's not like a golden starburst on the scabbard. It's just like stitching that make this like stylized like burst of light. And I think through the fear, Andy realizes that that dark is not impenetrable. It's dark is afraid of light. They cannot exist in the same space, and light will always win.
Yeah.
You can't cast a shadow without light.
And so
I think that like, I think on that 23, and I think in that moment, that fear of what have we done, what is happening, goes. Because Andy realizes that what Adrien has always said is true, and that there is light in Andy and in his hand that will always beat the dark.
realizing that he's just gonna like stick a hand in his pocket and hold on to those those two glowing magic rocks.
Got a collection
Yep,
now.
the pearl and, your little
and the pebble.
Girl.
And I think with that kind of context, with that perspective, that allows him to kind of recenter a little bit, and not just get caught up in the fear of it all. And I think that is when he has a chance to think critically about this, and B starts to realize where this could go for him as a person. He, I think, is starting to have this context of like this. There is hope and there is light even in the darkness, but we're still 4 kids, and I think he has the clarity of mind to be like, we are not prepared to take this on.
Wait.
Yeah.
To be like, hang on a minute.
Hang on, we are children.
We're children.
We?
Like, we are not actually prepared to take this on. We will be, and I think there is a certainty to his feeling that we will be, but we need to get there, and we won't get there by not telling anyone. And I think the other thing that starts to kind of hit at the back of his mind is the effect that this will have on his relationship with his dad. Because his dad has always been insistent that my destiny is to do what he does, is to become a paladin of the Church of Maricor and go on mission and teach and fight and adventure. But that isn't my destiny. Because now I have my destiny written down. And I think there is a sense of loss that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
That comes with knowing that that my connection to my dad is not as rock solid as we have both kind of always believed it to be. And I think there is a relief to that I have choices, because this might be what I have to do, but I can pick how.
And I think as a part of that critical thinking that Andy kind of has in this moment of clarity as all of his friends are spiraling. All spiraling.
Oh,
Deeply
we're children.
spiraling.
Oh, we're children.
Yeah, deeply spiraling, except for Clary, who's like,
So pretty.
Wow.
Henry and Yarrow
I'm
definitely have that like
concerned for
early
other
tween
people.
blow everything massively out of proportion and just
We're having
spiral.
hormones that are making our moods crazy.
Crazy, swear. But I think that Andy, as you're like critically thinking, you realize a couple of things. As did any of you take the paper with you with the prophecy on it,
Oh, I
or
took
did
it.
you leave that behind?
I took
Of course
everything.
you took it.
Of course I took it.
And so Andy, I think that you can either like pull it out of wherever it's stored, or you can just sort of like remember. You remember a lot of the language. History to yet repeat. The opaque glow will lead the way. And I think that you realize, like, we're talking, like, the prophecy itself is talking in future tense.
Okay.
This is not something that is that has happened already. It is something that could or might happen at a future point. And I think that Andy, some of that critical thinking, 23 wisdom, you're like, okay, maybe things aren't as dire right in this second as maybe some of us think it is. We might have time.
I think I will do my best.
And I think you also think back to that mirror where you saw your
older selves. I think I am also still thinking about that mirror and that, like, version of me who's really tall.
Once I'd like to have a singular version.
And
Yarrow wouldn't know.
I think there's a part of me that's like, I am not ready. In that, like, we are not ready to take this on. I think there is a sense of, like, I am not ready. Specifically, I am not ready for this. I cannot do this, but he can. And I think that is a, like, definitive and concrete thought that kind of comes to mind as I kind of take the paper from Henry and start looking at this and realize all of this future tense language. And I am going to do my damnedest to express all of these thoughts to my friends who are kind of like spiraling.
You think that's reaching me now?
So I feel like Clary is gonna be like easily convinced by Andy because Clary's like, oh my god, a career path, something to do with my life, you know.
There's like, we went to a career fair in a mirror.
No,
I went to the career fair and it said puppeteer.
Yeah, you guys,
That's like the Yarrow side of it.
you guys all took that career test you have to take in like middle school,
Yeah.
and it gave really definitive careers for everyone except for Yarrow, who got like puppeteer.
Followed
like-
by question mark, blank, redacted.
This
guys-
is a career.
Do you guys know like how extensive the options were on those? Because I knew a guy who told me that he got cult leader on his, and I still am not sure if he was bullshitting me or if
That
like
has
the
got
test
to
was
be
like,
fake.
That's
Gotta be
amazing.
bullshit, but just believable enough
Yeah.
to work.
Right?
Yeah,
like-
Yarrow's the kind of person that got like puppeteer or like snow globe maker.
underwater
it's
basket
so-
weaving.
Where it's like so weirdly specific and also completely out there that you're like, I didn't even think that was a thing you could do.
I don't even like winter that much.
So what does Andy like do with that? Like how?
I think I'm gonna take a breath, give you the paper back. Thanks.
Clutching it like a lifeline?
Just full slaps you to get you out of it.
So, I do still think we should tell my dad because we're not ready. And if we're gonna get ready, we're gonna need some help.
So we just have to ask him to please not tell y'all's parents.
And I think
Clear and
if
sail.
we ask him to keep our secret, and we can even ask him to swear on his oath before he does it. My dad would never break his oath.
And I mean,
And I think we can learn from him, and we can get to a point where we're ready to do this. Because this is our future, but it is our future. And I don't think we need to deal with it all right now. And I don't think we need to be trying.
Would it be alright if I ask you to make a persuasion check? Just to see if it gets through to Yarrow at all with how freaked out Yarrow is right now.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
like I can do like an insight or something if whatever you think if I need a roll. I just need to know like
What I'm gonna say right
because
now
Yarrow's freaking
is
out.
we're not gonna have you roll against it because
Okay.
that's weird. What I'm gonna ask you right now is to tell us what your DC is. What will it take
Oh, fuck.
to convince Yarrow in this moment
I think
that this is the right choice?
I think to tell Adrien a 10 to actually calm down at all, even a little, 15.
So I'm gonna add something. So I'm gonna say tell Adrien is a 10.
Yes.
Tell Adrien everything.
Oh, that's not even a part of it for me.
Well, but here's the thing. So I'll give you the choice. Like, how much are you can you be persuaded to tell
Yes.
Adrien something? How much can you be persuaded to tell Adrien everything?
See, here's the thing. There's no difference in Yarrow's mind. Because
Saying anything is saying
Yarrow
everything.
Yarrow never considered the option as a real option of, oh, we just say we found a castle, but we don't mention the prophecy. Because I'm like, no, he's an adult. He'll figure it out. So I still think it's like a 10 to tell him. I'm just not going to be chill about it if it's
Well,
only a 10.
So true.
I would like to
You
give
know
the
what I
help
mean?
action.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I have
I'm-
advantage?
I'm
'cause
gonna give the
Clary
help
agrees with
action
me?
because I'm gonna say to Yarrow, you know, Adrien has helped us a lot. You know, he's made it possible for us to come on this quest, even though we were all worried. Well, you guys were all worried that your
know.
parents wouldn't let you. And especially Henry's parents would never have let Henry come, but Adrien made it work. He knows how to handle our parents. And I think that he understands what is best for us and he'll help us. And if that means hiding things from our parents, I think he would do that because he already kind of has.
Henry, do you want in on this persuasion?
I feel safer with Adrien.
Henry is going to look into the ball that I took.
Ooh.
I hate
So,
all of you.
Henry right now.
You gave it to us.
You gave it to us.
Henry
Okay.
right now is really torn between two things.
Mm-hmm.
What she firmly and 100% believes that Terfalin believes her to be. And that person that she saw in the mirror is who Terfalin needs her to be to achieve this. That was not a hypothetical. That was a vision of the future through his eyes.
Really, Yarrow does not want to think that.
Yikes.
So maybe don't tell Yarrow that.
I don't think Henry's thinking about the other people. She's thinking about her.
Okay,
But,
you're
like,
looking
very
into
Henry.
you look
That-
into the ball.
But I look into this ball because I'm torn between needing to be that and knowing that my parents would never let that happen. And I do think on some level, this push for telling Adrien offers a path to becoming that person. So looking into the ball, like I don't know what happens, but I am trying to see her again. Henry is trying to see that version of herself, to see whether or not that version would have let Adrien help.
Give me an Arcana check.
I have like nothing.
No, really?
Wow, you picked the obviously magical item, and you're like, wait.
I got a six.
Wait, I need intelligence for this.
I got a six.
Oh no.
I was
Emma's
like, I don't
fucking
even
mom just.
Guys, I need to take up smoking now. So I think I think you stared.
I'm
That's
Henry.
right.
Henry's.
You have not one spot in
I'll
my
get Emma a coffee. Oh my god.
It's all right. It's been a week.
It's been a lot longer than that since we last filmed.
It's just been a week for me.
Only a week. Wow. Time travel.
That's not what I mean.
There you
What
go.
happens?
I think you look into the orb, Henry. And it's like a weird sensation of looking into it because it's not reflective like the mirror. It is see-through and clear.
Nothing.
Y'all's faces. It is see-through, it is clear. Like when you look at it, you can see your hand holding it. But just like all glass, like there's a little bit of a reflection. And I think that on a 6, you know it's magic, you know it does something, but you don't know how it works. And I think that you're just sort of like hoping that how it works is you look at it.
That is 100% what she's
And all you sort of see is that like vague, distorted, you're looking into a water glass. Scared, frightened, confused 12-year-old.
With fisheye lens effect.
Yeah.
It's a ball. Just
No,
giant
like for
nose.
real. Like, big nose and eyes. And that's all you see.
I think with that, seeing, like, not. I don't even know if Henry was expecting to see the mirror her or not, but I think not seeing it is almost a disappointment. And I do think there's a moment of, like, oh my god, has, like, he changed his mind?
From 1,000 years ago.
He's dead, girl.
But, like, oh my god, what if that's not what's happening? And then she's like, no, that is what's happening, but I'm not ready yet. Like, I need to do something to make this work. And I think looking at scared 12-year-old, picturing 25 confident, I think
there is a level of like, Adrien is strong, he's powerful, he's magic, he can get me there.
Your persuasion DC is a 10. Give me that roll. You have advantage because Clary's helping you out.
Cool.
So wait, do I do a roll too?
No.
I thought all of this was to see if Henry
Oh,
was adding
yeah.
on to my persuasion.
No,
I didn't realize.
this was
Okay.
whether or not.
Oh.
because
I didn't know that
no,
either.
because you're fully like.
To be fair, I was
confused.
all over the place.
Oh.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, I re-roll this.
Oh, thank God.
I got a
Halflings!
I got a 3 and a 1, but I'm a halfling, so I am lucky.
Jesus.
That's a 4.
With
No, I wanted you to
advantage,
win so bad.
A 4 total?
Yes.
Can I make an insight check on these two?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm a little because like I almost feel like I convinced myself.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
Henry had convinced herself.
I feel like I
Yeah.
had convinced myself.
I do
I wanna
still
make-
wanna be
She
like-
wasn't wanting to roll on herself.
Yeah, I don't think that the role is
She
on
was
me.
trying to get in on a roll on me.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
was
make
trying to
it-
help with that because like I think I fully
That was the
convinced
intent
myself.
there.
With the
I'm
amount.
gonna,
well, it doesn't help Yarrow anyway.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
see that it doesn't work, and this is not to make it work. I'm just gonna be like, do you want a hug? You don't have to say, or do you want to hold? And
I'll
I like,
take the weasel. I look. If you're going to do it, then you're going to do it, and we'll see what happens. But I just
You hold the weasel and the weasel squeaks. Like in a happy noise, it makes like a happy noise and like it noses your thumb. And then like butts your face with its head.
Yarrow's crying, scratching it.
I would like to do an insight check on these two.
Sure.
oh,
Okay.
buddy weasel, we're really in it now.
Please. Fuck. It's a nat 1.
On a nat 1, you had all of these stunning revelations and then got really distracted by your sword again.
You know what? We have this really cool sword and it lights up when we defeat the darkness. So it says so on the shaft. It says that it's gonna light up when, well, hopefully when because I'm gonna strike the foe and defeat the
This
light in the
isn't
darkness, and it
helping.
says so.
Alright,
So we're gonna be okay.
Can I roll an insight on Yarrow?
Yeah.
As somebody who like did
Scritch, scritch,
talk
scritch,
themselves
scritch,
into
scritch,
doing
scritch,
something
scritch.
that they
Scritch,
originally
scritch,
didn't
scritch.
want.
Yeah, go right ahead.
The weasel's name is Buddy now.
Okay, so on an insight, that's actually pretty good. I got a 16 insight.
You almost made me
Think
sad
someone's
the first
rolling well.
time.
On a 16, Yarrow.
Huh?
I rolled a 16 insight on Yarrow.
So I was really absorbed with the weasel.
Oh boy, I think out of 16, the most
Straight to
obvious
dice
thing is
jail.
that for the first time since this all started, Yarrow's actually distracted by something, and that is the weasel. Other
Yes.
than that, on a 16, what are you trying to see, and what does Henry see?
I think that Henry knows that we are coming from similar backgrounds. Ish, like parental wise. And understands a lot of Yarrow's concerns. And I think that Henry has kind of talked Henry into a loop where now Henry wants to do something that she didn't think she was going to do.
Yeah.
And I think what Henry's trying to gauge here, would Yarrow not being alone in this situation be helpful? Like if I were to turn around and say like, if this goes badly, like we stick together and we do something about it. Whatever that might be.
I think what you get from Yarrow, I'm not going to answer that directly because
Obviously.
Yarrow's not thinking about that. You get the sense from Yarrow that like, and this is interesting because she initially wanted to tell Adrien anyway, but the general perception you get is like it's not even about that. Like it's not going to matter in the end. Because, like, in her mind, her parents are just going to know. And so it's like, what we do right now, what we are agonizing over, isn't going to change the fact that, like, I'm going to be taken away from here forever.
Henry can do an insane thing.
Go for it, baby! I love insane things.
I know. I don't even know how insane this is. But I think Henry does pick up on it. Obviously, Henry picks up on that. Trying to figure out
Take your time.
If I keep giggling, it's because I keep looking down at a picture I drew of Henry pondering the orb.
Yep.
I know. So I know that you're worried about like your parents. What if there were a way to deal with that? Not like that.
Henry, I know you're very scary,
No,
but I don't think you could kill my parents.
no, nobody
They're very strong.
Nobody is suggesting that. What? Nobody is
No, we
suggesting
shouldn't
that here.
kill Yarrow's parents. We should just put them into a coma or something.
No, but
We're not sleeping casting my parents.
what
They wouldn't be able to
if,
wake up from True Love's kiss if both of them were done.
what if we made it so that you didn't, or not made it, but like, if we tell Adrien, what if Adrien can make it so that you don't have to go back? You could stay with Adrien.
No, I can't.
Why
You
not?
want to be my sister?
I mean, it could be
I
like
don't
a
have one
tutoring.
of those.
It could be a tutoring thing.
It's not that I don't want that, but my parents live in town. I still love my parents. I don't want to just disappear.
No, but if they leave town and they want to take you with them, you should just escape and come live with one of us.
You can become Ender's ward.
I'm sure my parents would be cool about it and not tell. 'cause they
Yeah,
don't
you have
believe
to be honest. The
We can
12-minute reaction is I'll keep you in my closet.
That's true.
I'll have you in my bedroom. My
I
parents never check in
I
there.
could fit in a suitcase.
Yeah.
Look, I don't like this idea even a little bit, but I'll think about it.
I could pull a Mike Wheeler and just keep you in the
Yeah, basement. That is exactly what I was
That's
thinking.
what 100% what Henry
In order to convince me, I need to see your best blanket forts to decide which I would run away with.
Claire is fully on
Fantastic.
board and willing to offer her own room as well.
Okay, so some time has passed. If you guys have been out here, like,
Should we
Probably go
midnight?
back.
it is starting to get dark,
should
like
get
darker.
back.
You should go back.
Yeah.
And you guys are like, oh crap,
We gotta go.
Light up. Light.
give me an
Light
Arcana
up.
check.
Go.
Oh, that's a 13.
On a 13, you go light up. And for a brief moment, the sword illuminates, and then you realize it's because you're holding it in a shaft of light.
I'm gonna
And
take,
you're like,
Love it.
huh, interesting.
I'm gonna take the pebble out of my pocket and say the magic word, and then like hold it out to Clary and be like, "Do you wanna hold the light?"
Magic rock.
Let me see something.
Looks
Let
like
me
you
see
guys are trying
something.
to cheers, like
Let me
with
let
the
me-
sword.
let
and
me
the
see
staff,
something.
The sword and the stone.
I try to touch the stone to the sword.
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh god. I'm like hoping that the magic can like maybe rub off on it. Ooh, that's actually a dirty 20.
On a dirty 20, you take the pebble, press it to the sword, and you're holding a glowing pebble to the sword.
This can get cut. On a dirty 20, does she realize that it's
not
not actually magic?
He
the-
says it's gonna light up.
Because it.
I think on a dirty
Oh, it's happening
20,
now.
Clary is not focusing on the fact
Okay.
that this is a pebble with the light cantrip sort of perpetually put
Like
on
built
it.
into it, yeah.
No, I think
Um,
Clary's like sword says it will light
Clary
up.
is not
This is a rock
yeah,
that
Clary is not
magically lights
focusing on the
up.
rock, and Clary is trying to make
focusing
the
on the sword.
light. And is now holding a glowing. And it's got a cool effect as like you press it to the words and like the divots in
Sort
the
of, like,
words
reflect a
sort of,
little bit.
like,
Yeah.
flicker. It's not like a cool effect, but it doesn't like do anything
Oh,
of magic.
okay, it didn't work.
Bless.
Thank you.
As we're heading
Sweet
out,
bit.
I just want to add the detail that like everyone starts to go, and I think Yarrow would be the last one to leave this little like glade, and just sort of turns and looks at the stronghold, sort of hugs the doll a little bit that
Yeah.
she took.
And in kind of a similar moment that Andy had earlier in the adventure, I think that you stop, kind of turn around, look back, and as the light's sort of like slowly fading behind the bunker, for a brief moment you can picture what this might have looked like before the vines, before the earth sort of took it over, when it was first made all those millennia ago. And you can almost, for a brief moment, almost picture 4 people standing in that tower room, looking out at a world they were trying to save. And for a brief moment, you can almost picture one of them looking at you.
I wave. And then I turn to go.
And then you turn and go. You guys make your way back to Adrien. By the time you get back to Adrien, the light sort of pretty much faded from the sky. You see, like, first, you see, like, the sort of, like, fire and smoke drifting up. You can then, like, first it's, like, the light that you see, then you can start, like, smelling where, like, what Adrien's been cooking. You get through, he's got all of your tents set up still. He's got, like, his little halfling instrument off to the side that he was playing last night. He's got all of his armor off. He's really just doing the domestic thing right now. Yeah, you guys have a weasel now.
I do still have Buddy the Weasel.
I think it disappears at sunset.
I thought it disappeared at dawn.
Thank goodness.
Let me
Yarrow would
let me
cry.
check, and then you're gonna need to remember to keep this so bad.
Yarrow instantly goes back into a panic attack.
Yeah. No, Yarrow's calmed down a bit, starts to freak out a bit more
It
when we're
vanishes at
approaching
the
camp, but
next
still
dawn.
calmer than she
Okay,
So
was.
it'll vanish at dawn.
Just hugging this weasel.
As we approach camp, I'm gonna look at my friends and I'm gonna nod.
Swear first.
With you or with
No, like that's what Adrien has to swear first.
Andy, you said a bad word.
Andy, your father is in listening distance! I'm sorry she said to swear! I didn't know you were a rebel!
He swears first.
Yes.
Paladins say swear words?
I don't know.
and
Maybe
all-
if it's not a part of their
Are they
culture,
allowed?
they'll say it.
And all of you, you guys all contemplate this as you guys come back into the clearing.
My parents say so
Adrien's
before.
got like he's got like another pot of stew going with like that nice hearty bread. He's got like some water out.
I'm gonna march.
Adrien, can paladins say swears?
Sorry.
Right. Can paladins say swears? I don't want to lie to you and say no. What I will say is I have sworn yes. Usually in exclamation of some kind. In
Like that time you hit your hand with the hammer.
like that, exactly. But swears are something that have to be used carefully, because if we use it too much, it starts to lose its meaning. There are good words in certain situations.
Well, what about the other type of swear? Like oaths.
So swearing an oath is
Does not have to be a segue to that.
swearing an oath is a very
Well, it kind of did.
swearing an oath is a very meaningful moment because
He hasn't noticed that I'm holding a weasel.
I'm just waiting for Adrien to ask.
Yeah.
so when I swore my paladin oath,
Skitching.
when I swore my paladin oath, it meant that I was agreeing to do something for the rest of my life, which is very important and a very big decision. So oaths are not something that should be taken lightly, because more often than not, it's something that will define who you are, whether that is good or bad.
Would you swear an oath for us?
We're just getting directly to the ask. Wow.
Okay,
Henry said swear first.
right, so by swear an oath, like, Andy, when you were born, I swore that I would always protect you.
Yeah, like that.
Would I do that Like right now? Or
right now.
I
Another one right now that if no matter what we say next, you won't tell anybody. Will you swear that?
That's like very absolute.
I want
The weasel.
the weasel vibes. I'm picturing Ezra just being like, is the vibe like, you guys found a weasel?
Wait, hold on. That's very absolute.
Someone.
And what if he's like bound to not tell anybody, but he needs to like?
No, I think
No.
it should be as absolute as humanly
We
possible.
are children.
Okay, so Adrien rolls insight
Andy
on
is a
all of
black
you.
and white thinker. Andy would not.
As am I.
Yeah. Adrian's like,
So
this
is
is a little
Adrien.
absolute. Clary's like,
Right, so
I'm
very
nervously
sad.
scritching this weasel.
right, so Adrien rolls a 22 on insight check. So all of you, we're being like, okay.
I put the
Henry-
weasel on my shoulder.
Henry is so solemn in this moment. Like, I don't think Adrien has ever seen Henry
Okay.
so serious.
So Adrien is going to sit down.
This is a maker. Like, because if he
Across from all
doesn't,
of you.
if he doesn't do this, Henry's out. Henry is
Yeah,
out.
we're not telling him if he doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Adrien fully sees all of this. And no deception rolls necessary. This is suspicious conversation. Adrien
The weasel
ever
has moved from my shoulder
It's,
to the
it's,
head.
nothing, it's nothing bad.
Right. Okay. And you see that he obviously clocks the weasel because it's moving.
What do you mean? I don't have an animal on me.
Adrien is far too distracted to realize that it is a magic weasel and
Hell
not
yeah.
just an animal that you found. But he clocks
It's
the
not
weasel.
been tested for rabies.
He clocks the weasel. He clocks the doll.
Oh yeah,
you
I'm
see-
holding the
you
doll in
see
my other
he
hand.
clocks the sword that you're now carrying.
What do you mean?
It's on my belt.
That's a pretty sheath that's new.
I'm
Yeah.
checking the other way.
He
You
clocks
did
it.
that.
You
I'm
see
facing the other way.
You see that he clocks like all of the new things.
All the
And then
goodies?
he's like, okay. Why don't we all have a seat? Right. Okay. You know what? We'll continue the discussion about oaths. Why not over some dinner? We can all get something to eat. We can feed your weasel.
Oh, it's not mine, it's Andy's.
Have you found the weasel somewhere?
Well, he came out of this bag.
Ah!
the longer Adrien is
Very father reaction.
the longer that Adrien is hesitating to make this swear, the more and more skittish Henry is starting to get.
Let's. He pours everybody
I'm
some
gonna
like,
roll
stew.
some more insight on Henry.
He pours everybody some stew. Edrin is fully clocking this. Pours you guys
Or
some
not.
stew. Hands out is like, let's all have a seat. If Edrin could, he would hand all of you an axe.
He doesn't need to eat because he came out of this bag.
Right.
But maybe we should feed him anyway. He's been in there for a while.
Thank you for clocking that I said it was on my head. Thank you.
And he
Skinner's
does,
down to my shoulder
the
again.
weasel does like take the food and like sort of like eat it a little bit.
Maybe put it on the ground so that it doesn't get soup on my head.
Yeah. He has like his own little bowl of soup that Edrin gave him. And is like, there you go. He can just have like his own little bowl. And it's kind of like, I don't know how weasels eat.
His name's Buddy.
Well, hello, buddy. He does kind of like pat the weasel's head. Right. So first off, oaths. As brief questions. Nobody's hurt. We're all good. All good. Great. I take it that whatever you were looking for, you found.
Swear.
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 Okay.
Andy has made a promise to Henry, and now that is the.
That's your oath.
That's my oath now.
Yep. Okay. What is this oath you want me to take? He rolled a 2 on his intelligence to see if he should continue to ask questions.
And Andy's going to like think for a moment moment, realizing that he didn't get this far, and then pull out his knife and be like you always said you did when you took your oath for the church.
It's very
That
important.
Doesn't explain what I'm supposed to be swearing on.
You should swear on your oath to the church.
Mhm.
Can you? Is that oathception? Can you put an oath in
Okay.
there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it means that if he breaks this, he'll become
be
an
an
Oathbreaker
Oathbreaker.
paladin.
I see.
Yeah.
what you're saying.
You
Sick.
should
We're
swear-
putting him in an awful position.
This is the most serious thing we could
Poor
ever have done.
We are the worst.
Okay.
You should swear on your oath
Mhm.
to the Church of Maricor
Mhm.
and to Maricor himself that you will not tell anyone what we tell you.
We should really say unless you absolutely have to.
We
for
really
safety,
should.
Or
but
unless
we're
we,
not
like,
going
want
to.
to.
What's that?
Unless we want him to. maybe.
No,
Okay.
we're children.
No, we
Okay.
don't think of that. I think
He might suggest it, but we don't think
I
of
would
it.
agree.
Right.
Because we're children.
For my own sanity, may I make a suggestion?
maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Henry's suspicious.
How about instead of swearing on my oath to the church, because that puts me in a really awful position, and let's not. This is not this is not a magical oath that will like affect me like magically or like in my faith. But if I were to break an oath on my oath to the church, it would break my oath to Maricor, and fundamentally change me as a person.
Make it on your oath to me then.
So
On your oath of protection.
I was going to suggest that. So how about instead of, how about this? I will make an oath to you right now, the four of you, to do
And Buddy.
and Buddy, to do my utmost best for the rest of my life and yours, however long you need me, to do anything I can to aid you, help you with whatever it is that you need.
Does that include deciding stuff that we disagree on and doing it because it's like for good for us because you think it is and not because we think it is?
Does that include if we're saying
Promise?
don't tell anyone?
Promise not to tell their parents.
Or anyone.
I will promise to do whatever is in your best interest. That does not mean
But what if-
doing what I think is right, because it's a whole different conversation. But doing what I think is right, trampling over your self, like control and like ability to make your own decisions is not actually good. You deserve the right to make mistakes, and that is, or make good choices. That's like a true thing about life.
That's very sweet, but will
I
you
need
please
to
not
hear-
tell our parents?
I need to hear the words that you won't tell anyone.
Yeah, Henry and Yarrow's parents do a
I
lot
just-
of things in Henry and Yarrow's
I
best
need to
interest
hear
that is
that.
actually
Yeah.
bad for them.
I'm
What?
aware.
What do
So-
you mean?
I will not. I will not tell your parents whatever it is that you tell me. As long as no one is in immediate danger because of what is going on.
No one's
Is
gonna
there-
get hurt right
I
Is
now.
don't
it
think
immediate?
it's immediate.
Is there any immediate? I don't think there's any
There's no
immediate.
immediate
know.
danger. I showed you why there's no immediate danger.
Yeah, we all just
As
Yes,
long
we were all perfectly convinced.
as long as as long as no one is going to be hurt, like at any point, if there's like immediate danger that is directly related and my telling someone would like help you, I will do that. As long as there is no immediate danger that relates directly to what you are telling me, as in like it is directly the cause of why you are in danger, then I will keep this secret to my grave.
This is a lot of like clauses.
I am a parent.
I'm keeping up with the clauses.
I
No,
really
this makes sense.
appreciate
I know.
what it is that you're doing here, but I am a parent and one of you is my child.
I do just want to roll a check for Henry because this is a lot of clauses for what Henry
So-
thought would be a very straightforward swear.
We're
I'm
all
not
such
gonna
black and
tell
white
anyone.
thinkers.
Give me
Unless you not telling anyone would like that make us
dangerous.
die immediately.
Okay, so I think it's
Yeah.
17 on that
Great.
wisdom.
On a 17, I think you understand where Adrien is coming from.
Okay.
That like what you
Yeah.
thought is like black and white, you're like, okay, maybe this is like
Maybe
a
this
little
is
bit more
too black and white.
complicated.
Yeah.
Maybe like this is a little bit complicated.
Maybe we can trust Adrian's
Maybe we
judgment on
shouldn't
some
threaten
things.
to make him an oathbreaker.
That
It
was
was a threat. It
That
was
was
a request.
hardcore shit.
So he's like, so how does that sound? I'll swear that oath to you. I will swear that oath
Okay.
as a paladin. I will swear that oath as a member of the church. I will swear that oath as a parent and as someone who has taken you in his charge.
Can I do my own wisdom save just to see how much I'm recovering from the earlier check?
Go right ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, okay. Wisdom check, that's, I only have +1 to that, so that's a 15.
15's pretty good. I think you're like hearing the wisdom. I think the fact also that Adrien is not making it black and white.
Yeah, that he's taking us seriously.
And is like taking you seriously, but also breaking it down to like it's
And I
not
like
it's not do or
details.
don't.
Yeah, and
It's
he's not
like-
like
I
he's not
do
just
think-
agreeing to hear
Yeah,
us.
and I
He's
do
being
think, like,
very
one specific thing with Yarrow with this that I think she latches onto a bit is like she needs things to be over-explained so that she can understand the exact parameters that we are operating under. And so like this is persuading her.
Yeah, it's like really it's showing that he's taking you seriously. He's not just saying like, oh yeah, I'll like
Yeah.
swear.
She still thinks her parents are gonna know, but
like he's taking you seriously as Adrien, as a parent, as all these things to like hear you out and listen to you and agree with what you're saying while also still trying to protect you
Mhm.
as best he can. And I think that you really recognize that. I feel like that's like it's a very like calming presence as you're like eating this stew, buddy at your side. It's all sort of I think this is sort of like calming you down.
Okay.
So it's like, how does that sound?
swear it.
I swear. And then he like
Does the whole
does
thing.
the whole thing. It's a long swear. You make
There's
it
a lot of
swear.
clauses.
Lot of clauses there.
Henry is going to hand him the prophecy.
Yeah, so we went into the castle
it was
and there was a
definitely
mirror and
There
And
was a
it's
castle. There was a
fucking
we went,
castle.
there was a castle. We went to the castle and there was a mirror and there was this
Right,
prophecy and we got
okay.
some
We
cool
should take
stuff.
turns.
But we opened a well.
I'm
so
following at the moment. Okay. Opened a well, got it. So just give me the straight. Castle,
Yes.
mirror,
So
well,
there were a bunch of
prophecy.
bedrooms and paintings of the brothers that were in that story from earlier. And we found out some of their names. And we said them to a mirror that was really I think a lot worse for me than everyone else.
Okay.
And
Well-
then we went down these stairs and we ended up in a basement
And we found a bunch of
we
stuff.
found a bunch of stuff and all of the stuff
And a bunch of notes. I found some very interesting notes.
notes.
Wonderful.
And letters to each other, to the other brothers. And then we opened up this box and it broke a well, and I'm very concerned about that because the well was gilded like the Gilded Cage in the story, and that's very concerning to me.
I think maybe we unleashed a great dark evil. But
And we
also,
found a prophecy about us.
all of their stuff had that on it.
Okay.
but
like
you can't
this
tell
to-
anyone because it's not immediate because it didn't say it was gonna happen right now.
Okay. Okay. Can I see?
Henry has not said
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
Henry is just
like a
watching
dam.
Adrien to see whether or not this was a mistake.
Okay. So Adrien first off takes
Jesus.
the prophecy, reads it. You see he kind of like reads it once, reads it a second time. He does ask to see your sword.
Yeah, because basically there's one moment where if like Henry is waiting for Adrien to
She's
tell
gonna
us that this isn't true and it's not about us.
Yeah.
And she is waiting to see if that moment comes.
He kind of like goes over the sword. He kind of like looks around, hands it back. Asks to see some of the other items that you found.
Henry does not give him the divination ball.
He does not attempt to take it.
I don't
Henry
really.
like holds it out, but does
Yeah.
not relinquish it to
Okay.
him.
Yarrow does the same with the doll, but in a much more like not possessive but protective.
Yeah. So he kind of goes through. takes a look at everything. You guys are sitting like kind of in silence after you guys like bombard him with all of this information. For like a couple of minutes, as like he looks through some of the notes, he looks through this prophecy.
I haven't said what was in the mirror yet, though I know that he clocked me saying something about
Yeah.
the mirror.
Henry said nothing, so he
kind of
knows
settles
nothing
down.
about
The fire is sort of like starting to die out a little bit. Definitely some time has passed since you guys showed up and were acting super suspicious.
Don't know what you mean.
So the fire's starting to die out a little bit as he kind of sits across from you. Once again, his paladin armor is off. He's just sort of like in his like little like undershirt and trousers.
Sorry. Sorry. I can't control it.
To start with the largest of your concerns. As I'm sure you're well aware, as a paladin of the church, I am well attuned to forces in the world. And perhaps as an assuasion, I did not sense any disruption in the natural order of things around, like, at any point today. So, I think that perhaps the well is not evil. Which is good. We
Collective sigh.
yeah, which is good. So I think that we can like all take a deep breath there. So we'll start with that.
And I will also just add that I would have also showed the pearls, just to make sure that that is clear.
Yeah. Secondly, you have some very nice items. I'm happy to talk with each of you about it. So Andy, your bag, it has animals.
Like Buddy.
Like Buddy. He will disappear at dawn, just so you know.
Will he come back?
Yarrow is crestfallen.
So the way you can bring, you have a chance of bringing specifically him back. There are a variety of other animals you could pull from that bag. You can have up to 3 at a time. So, you can. There you go. Share with your friends. Not the bag. The animals if you want. Henry, your orb. Couldn't get like a great look at it, but definitely some sort of divination magic. Would be more than happy to help you learn how to use it. Divination magic is not my specialty. Wizard magic is not what I do, but I'm willing to help you do some research. Yarrow, not magic,
I
just
know.
a cool toy. Congrats on that. Fun find.
It belonged to the youngest brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a cool find.
It's
Really awesome. He's like
This,
so
it's
trying.
not in character because we fully believe that. I desperately want to see, like, to know how much Adrien actually believes this.
Yeah.
I think we've shown a lot of proof.
We should have proof that we found something, but like,
Yeah, let's keep rolling.
Clary, beautiful sword. More than happy to help you learn how to use it. Definitely got some magic qualities in there. We'll have to take a look at later.
It didn't light up when I asked. And the prophecy says it's supposed to light up, but only when I smite the I have to smite something.
I don't think that was a part of the prophecy. I think that was
No,
just
that was
written on
about the
sword.
last guy who used
I
it.
have to.
Yeah, that was written on the sword from when he used it.
Well, it's capable of lighting up, but not when I tell it to so far.
Well, we can work on that. I'm not sure it will light up when you ask it to. It definitely feels like if it does light up, then there is definitely like, I think it might be more metaphorical though. We'll have to really work on
Okay,
that.
well, and there could be a magic word that we don't know, because all I said was light up. I just said light up and it didn't do anything.
True.
Did
and
you say
should-
please?
Please light up.
Give me an arcana check.
Everyone always says that
Ooh.
please is a magic word.
17.
Nothing happens.
Never
Um,
mind.
Oh, and we held up Andy's rock to it, and it didn't do anything.
Right. We'll definitely work on that. As for this prophecy, I believe that Andy, your line of thinking is true. Excellent work out there. I don't believe that this is immediate. Which means
you're not going to tell anyone?
Means I'm not going to tell anyone. And it's very vague, so I'm not entirely sure what.
It would be very strange for a divination prophecy to be very specific. I think that would take away a lot of the mystique if it was just like, well, on this Tuesday.
At 4:13
That is fair. Very true.
PM.
I will say a lot of this is striking a chord. You said that you found this because of Varric's story, which is, of course, a fanciful retelling of the origins of the Festival of Light and the origins of the war with Marikor versus the Darkness. So that all tracks. Any particular reason you're rolling?
Yeah, just Andy's brain.
Okay, should I keep going?
Yep.
Great. So what I think this means is that you have time. And we have time for whatever comes next. Henry, you're more than welcome to give an insight roll on
God,
that.
Henry is glaring.
It took him a really long time to get to whether or not he believed it was us.
Yeah, he had to explain stuff first.
Oh, that was actually pretty good. That was an insight.
Yeah.
I have nothing else. Just a 15.
On a 15, I think Henry.
Oh my! You've done every single other name at this point.
What, Henry?
I think that Henry is so suspicious of what's going on
I
that
don't think she's suspicious. I think she's scared that he is going to let her down the way that everyone.
I think in that it's really hard to like get like a true read on Adrien in this moment. I think so. I think that like Henry, you can't really tell if Adrien truly believes, if Adrien doesn't really think it's a prophecy and is just humoring you, if Adrien is letting you believe it's a prophecy, if Adrien, like, I don't think you know if Adrien believes what you're telling him, or if Adrien is just humoring you, or letting you be like, or if he's made like some adult connection of like, oh, there was this story and there's this stuff, they might be connected, but like prophecies. Like this isn't a prophecy. Like you don't know.
This could just be a poem.
This could just be a poem or something that was like written down. Like you don't know. But what you hear is that he is
not telling anybody.
Not telling
and
anyone.
He's gonna help us.
And he is willing to help you, even if he doesn't believe it's real. Like he's willing to let you think it's real because it is giving you something to like do or look forward to. And he is willing to let you have that, even if he doesn't believe it's true. But I don't think you get like a read on whether or not he thinks.
That's honestly kind of good enough for Henry. She's like, as long as you're not gonna like get in the way, it doesn't matter if you believe because it's true, and in the end, you will believe.
So, childhood constitution in your own belief. It is very difficult to convince children that something they believe is not true. Yeah, so this is kind of what Henry sees like on an insight check in Adrien, is that he's willing to at the very least go along with whatever you're telling him. So that's good. I don't think we have to start anything immediately. So why don't we go to bed, get some rest, start heading back to Embers Hollow tomorrow. I will, of course, leave out exactly. So some brief questions, just logistical things. You have items with you did not come out here with? What are we going to, like, what are have you thought that far ahead? Like, what are we telling people where you got
Yeah.
them?
There was some ruins, and there was a chest, and the chest had stuff in it, and you said we could keep it.
Great. So
That's honestly pretty good, yeah.
Okay, so
I mean,
we'll
I
just-
can basically just hide
Well,
my
I will say, we didn't even tell my parents that we were looking for any ruins, so that also worries me.
We found a chest.
I'll handle that.
We found some stuff, and Adrien said we could
How?
keep it.
I'll say that I took you out, saw some ruins, and thought it would be fun to go into. I protected all of you, and we found some cool stuff. I let you keep it.
They'll be so disappointed that someone took a sword and I took a doll.
Well, you don't have to tell them about that part.
If you want anything that you found, you can also leave at my house if you would like. No, great, okay. Just thought I would throw that out
Sorry,
there.
no, it was very nice of you to offer.
No, I understand. It's your
Do you
it's
want
your
to take
treasure.
the bag?
No,
and
that's
show them
yours. That's yours. It's fine.
Well, you'd give it back.
no,
but
it's okay. Okay.
Well, maybe your parents
figure
will
something
be
out.
impressed by your charity in like letting us keep
They're
the
really,
the weapons and stuff, because you know
yeah,
we can't
maybe.
like, afford that stuff.
Great.
I don't know.
Okay. So we'll tell them that. And we can start working on like our schooling and things. At sort of as we go, right? Okay?
Mhm.
Alright. But let's get some sleep. We've got a long 3 days ahead of us to get back to Embers Hollow. So let's get some rest, eat some food, and in the morning we will head out. Alright? Alright. And I think everybody is just kind of. I feel like y'all went through a lot
Yeah.
today.
I will just chime in. Yarrow, despite being exhausted, has a very hard time getting to sleep. I think she cannot, like, she's a little less obsessive over the prophecy itself after hearing, like, several people confirming, like, hey, I didn't feel anything today. Like, I think we're good for a little bit. Which means that Yarrow doesn't have anything to think about other than the mirror. And keeps, like, sort of goes to sleep telling herself over and over again, like, it's because I was the one who said it. It's because I was the one who was holding the painting.
Okay.
That's what it has to be.
I think Henry reads through the prophecy like a couple of times, just kind of like going through and committing these words and its purpose to memory. And I think she goes to sleep kind of like she stares into the orb until she just falls asleep.
Okay.
I think
Andy and Clary?
Andy is very aware of the fact that Adrien didn't say anything about that symbol. And I think he is also very aware of Adrien's restatement of this Miracorian interpretation of this myth. And I think that's kind of lurking in the back of his mind as he, like, says his nighttime prayers and things, but doesn't feel the warmth that usually comes with them.
And Clary, what are you doing?
I think now that all the action has subsided and stuff, I think Clary's like starting to sort of process the day, like, because a lot has happened, obviously. So I think she's just gonna like leave some nuts and seeds outside for Mr. Tibbets just in case. Go to bed and just like lie awake thinking about stuff, because this is probably the first time that she's thought about like her future, really.
Give me a nature check again, or an animal handling check.
Come on.
Oh, that's 6.
When you wake up in the morning, all of the seeds are still there. Adrien
yeah.
fully just falls asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
This man just gets into his tent, looks at the ceiling, is like, "Aight," and just
Thank you for this insight.
goes to
Yeah.
sleep.
Love him.
I think
He's like, okay.
Clary's just like, well, I don't know. There is this path ahead of me, and I hadn't really questioned it because it's the first path that's ever like been put in front of me. That but do I actually like want this?
There you go. And in the morning, I think everybody kind of wakes up, packs up. It's a pretty easy, like, 3 days back. I think things are, like, the energy of the party is a little bit different. I think everybody's kind of maybe, like, some of you are more excited, some of you are more subdued. Adrien is pretty much the same. Just kind of being a rock to everybody. Not really, like, prying or questioning things, just sort of, like, letting you do your own thing.
Inside Adrien, he's going, holy shit, if these kids don't get their crap together, their parents will know that something is wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have to
think-
say anything.
Yeah, Yarrow, the only thing I'll just add as a quick detail on the way back is that like, every night she counts the constellation she knows.
Okay. And eventually, 3 days...
Sort of starts to, like, sketch them out a little bit in
Yeah.
the book so that she can remember them when she's inside.
Yep, and eventually 3 days later, you guys return back to Embers Hollow. You guys sort of like come out of the woods. You're tired, sweaty, dirty, gross. It's been so long.
Is Mr. Tibbetts there?
No, you never really ran into Mr. Tibbetts.
Tragic.
He's off doing. You think he's maybe off doing his own thing. You still say Mr. Tibbetts, and every single person you've never explained who this is, and even Edward is like,
I was gonna introduce him, and then he never showed up.
Well, if Mr. Tibbetts does show up, I would love to meet him.
Okay, he's
So-
really nice.
Oh, this is awful.
How long do I drag this out? How long do I drag
I'm
this
just
out?
like-
Until we are adults.
And it is like imaginary friend, weirdo in the woods.
Creeper in the woods.
Who eats
got some-
sunflower seeds off the ground?
I think Edward at this point is leaning more towards imaginary friend.
That's
but,
good.
You know,
That
here
is
we
the
are.
better option.
Yeah.
But you guys can come
I
out
guess
of
he
the
doesn't like to be
woods.
around other people.
Think imaginary. Yeah, you guys sort of come out of the woods.
Out of the woods.
And it's like kind of midday by the time you guys make it back. Sun's high in the sky, sort of reflecting. Everything looks exactly how you left it. You can see, you know, your aunts hanging out in their pub with like the doors wide open. Your uncle at the blacksmith with his apprentice. Out there doing their things. You can see like your parents have their shop. You see your brother playing like in the backyard with some of his friends. You see your like house is there. Your parents are probably inside or out doing other things. You can see your house at the top of the hill. And despite all of like the revelations and insanity of the last 6 days that the four of you have had, it's normal. It's quiet. It's home here. I think you guys sort of like go off. Does anybody want to do anything like immediately upon return to town, or like within that half a day that you have before night?
Go home, take a bath.
Yeah, no, I just go home and see if my parents are home. And if not, I try to take a bath before they get home, but...
I definitely like excitedly talk my parents' ear off about parts of our adventure that are not a secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me everybody who's going to tell their parents
About any of it?
just give me
I
like
have
a
to.
flat persuasion. Well, some of you guys have items that like need to be explained away. If you want
Persuasion?
if you want to
11.
yeah, if you want to persuade like and have Adrien like with you, like you're talking like with Adrien there who can like help like sell this story a little bit, you can roll with advantage. If you're like telling them by yourself for whatever reason, you can just roll it flat.
So
Yeah.
it's persuasion and not deception. Just checking. I'll take persuasion. I'm better at persuasion, but
I think it depends on if you were trying to like persuade them that what you're telling is true versus trying to lie? Like, do you know the difference kind of between the two? Like, what I'm saying is true versus
Like,
like,
what I'm saying is
going
the
to
full
lie to
truth
you.
versus I'm going to actively tell you lies.
Yeah, I
Lies.
think with Yarrow, she does specifically include aspects of the truth.
In which case, I would say it's probably more of a
Yeah.
persuasion because
She's
you're trying to
just-
persuade, like, not to ask deeper.
Yeah.
You're trying to persuade, like, hey, this is the real thing. This is what happened. Don't ask any more questions because this is what happened. Versus deception, which is like, I'm going to lie to you and make you think that something that happened did not.
I definitely bring Adrien with me.
Then you can roll with persuasion because he will help you. Because
Oh,
also,
listen to that.
yeah, and I will say, like, I say, like, persuasion because
It's
also,
like
like,
dice ASMR.
you guys are saying a lot of the truth.
Well, they're not great,
Oh,
but
no.
I have a pretty good persuasion. I have +4 to this, so that's a 12.
Okay. Yeah, you've got, like, Adrien at your back, sort of, like, nodding along to it. Once again, you guys aren't actually really lying to people, because you are telling them a lot of what happened. You're just leaving things out. You're not saying everything, but lying by omission isn't really lying.
I think one quick thing to add for Yarrow,
Mhm.
as she's telling her parents, because she said that she's practicing with a sword. She hasn't said what type of sword. And I think she is so focused on hiding away the doll that she forgets to take off the scimitar on her belt.
Mm-hmm.
Which Adrien had specifically called, like, a rogue's weapon, like, a nomad's weapon, like, all of that. Like, she forgets to take that off.
Okay.
But Adrien's there.
Wow, okay.
So, I can't beat
Your
you,
dad, I think Caspian is so focused, like, on what you're saying. Give an insight check on your dad real quick.
Oh boy, I'm gonna use this one. Hey! Insight. That is a 22. Only time I've succeeded on insight against my parents.
Yeah, you're telling this story about, like, we went out into the woods, we did all of these things. You're telling him about, like, the sword fighting and the nature lessons and the survival lessons. And Adrien found these ruins and decided that it was, like, safe to take you guys in. And you found a chest with these items. And you got to keep something. He did intentionally, by the way, leave out magic items when speaking with your parents.
Okay, if he specifically is mentioning the items, then I'm not hiding the doll quite as much.
Yeah.
But, like, it is still hidden. Like, I haven't told them what I took.
Yeah, but
You
he
could
did
just say that you
specifically
took the
leave out
sword.
magic. So he just said that we found a chest with items that he deemed to be, like, safe. And you see that your dad is, like, hanging on your every word. He's, like, listening to you. Like, nodding along, like, okay, like, tell me more. And he's, like, asking questions, like, tell me more about, like, that nature check. Like, what did you do, like, out in the woods? And he's...
if he's, like, actually invested, I show him the drawings that I made of the constellations.
Yeah, and he's, like, looking through all this. He's, like, actually, for the first time, like, you're like, this is what... He reminds you of Adrien in this moment.
Yeah.
As he's, like, taking your things, and he's like, okay, like, all right.
Yarrow is, like, cautiously happy.
And on a 22, I think... And I think it's one of those things where, like, you remember, like, feeling this when you were, like, really little?
Mm-hmm.
And you would tell him about, like, you'd, like...
I think I
you would,
used
like-
to, like, as a kid, when I was really little, I would hear about their adventures and I would make up my own stories and I would, like, pretend to sword fight with them and he'd, like, dramatically pretend to die and all of that,
and
like...
it kind of brings you back to that, like, and how invested he would get into those stories. And I think that on a 22, you see, like, running underneath that, like, sort of, like, invested pride is something that I don't think you understand. I think you're confused, but also maybe take it in a bad way, because you see relief.
Huh. Yeah, no, I do think Yarrow sees that relief, and first off, like, there is that good of, like, oh, he's actually excited about something I'm doing, but it was also, like, how awful have I always been that he's relieved with not even the full story of our adventure.
Yeah.
He thinks I was just in the woods.
But your father fully does not even like
Notice
see
the sword.
How
about my mom?
You see your mom sort of like nodding along, like is also like asking questions, but like is like more talking to Adrien too.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit like less hanging off of you, like you're everywhere, and more talking to like Adrien. And you do see that she sees the sword, asks Adrien a couple of questions, maybe about the. You can't really catch what.
Yeah, I'm more
she's
talking to
saying,
my dad.
but you do see her like notice it, like talk to Adrien, sort of like give a nod, and not bring it up.
Yet. Okay.
And that's sort of what. And on your mom, you see the same sort of thing. You see like a more palpable relief. Her like primary emotion at the moment appears to be relief.
Yeah, in Yarrow's head, it's not even like, I guess I phrased it badly, the how awful have I been? Like, that is there, but I think the primary thought when seeing such clear relief on both of them, but especially my mom, is just like, and specifically, finally, thinking, I finally did something right.
Clary, what did you get on your...
I rolled an 11. I think Clary, chose to talk to them about this while they were at work. Maybe she's helping out in the shop, or, you know how kids are always, like, doing homework in their parents' business or whatever. So I think, I'm not sure if it's on purpose or not to do it while they're a little distracted. I think not. I think Clary just has bad timing, maybe. But I think... So, yeah, Clary's just telling her parents all the details that are not secret, just chattering away while they're at work, so, like, half listening.
Yeah, as a result of that, you get a lot of, like, yeah, like, okay, tell me more about that, and just sort of like, oh, that's neat. Like, they're very distracted.
Yeah.
But you do, like, tell them, and they, like, seem to process this information.
Yeah.
They like your dad will ask you questions about it like at dinner occasionally, but like he doesn't seem to have like he hasn't really like internalized a lot of it. He's just like sort of like, okay, like cool, that's what my kid did at school today. Okay.
Yeah.
You got something cool. That's fun.
Yeah, and I think and I think Clary's like used to this level of engagement.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel
Andy,
like
you don't have to roll
at this point,
persuade.
yeah, I feel like it's better that
persuade Adrien.
The mom, maybe.
Henry.
Persuade Ekiel.
Let's see, I hadn't roll yet.
Ooh.
And that was a persuasion?
Yeah.
I have a good persuasion. Yeah, so that is a 23.
Your mother is like not
I did not
happy.
go and get a bath right away.
Yeah, your mother was not happy when you told her this story. Very obviously it was because you were dirty and grimy. But was like,
Twigs in my brain.
Yeah,
which
I'm
have
just
come
like,
wildly undone. They're like
okay.
vague brain shapes.
So like absolutely 100% does not question a thing you say, but is also not happy. And your dad also questions nothing and doesn't really seem to have noticed much.
Okay.
But
not
does
Alfie.
Alfie kind of like had Yarrow's parents, like it like listens to you and is like, oh that's cool, but also in that like older brother, like he's got things on his mind and work that he's doing.
Yeah.
And your sister could not care less.
Yeah, that's fair.
And pretty much asks you to just stop getting dirt all over her needlepoint.
Okay.
While you try to talk to her. Andy, you don't have to roll against Adrien. He's right there with you. He tells your mom. Your mom immediately clocks that, like, okay, but asks no follow-up questions. And is like, you just get some soup. And fully just is like, whatever Adrien isn't telling me, like, clearly can't be a bad thing.
This family's default meal is soup.
Yeah, we eat a lot of soup.
I feel like every
it's
time
good, it's hydrating.
I feel like every time Henry's mom
Great skin.
says something, or like her sister says something, Henry has not The one thing Henry didn't do was mention what she got from the chest. She mentioned that there was something. Like that there were things, and Andy got something, and Clary got something, and Yarrow got something, but did not mention herself as keeping that. And every time something like that happens, she just kind of like fingers the bag at her side.
Okay.
Sorry.
Y'all.
Adrien and I just made eye contact.
Yeah.
It was the eye contact
I
that got
hate
me. I'm
everyone
sorry.
here. But
We need to
yeah.
get better at the silent eye contact thing.
But yeah, so everybody, you guys tell everybody believes everything that you've said, and the next day you guys start classes back up with Adrien.
I do a lot of research. I think I spend any free moment that I have at the library.
Okay.
I'm there are two main things I research, if that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I start off when we first got to the stronghold, there were these abjurative wards on the outside that you could tell were abjurative, but we couldn't, they were old and not quite the same. And so I try to find anything I can on those wards because I'm very curious.
Okay. And what's the second thing?
The second thing, I would only do once I have completed that because I keep trying to push it to the back of my head.
Okay.
But I look up either divination or illusion things that are specifically like could lead to what we saw in the mirror, trying to find any explanation for why it only happened to me. Like why that fracture happened.
Okay. Give me a history check.
History. Okay.
And do you ask anyone for help?
Yeah, I asked Mohammed.
You can roll this with
Thank
advantage.
God.
Because this is not a nice.
It's a 4 and a 5, which with my history is an 8.
Great.
Not finding a lot when I start out.
So you don't find out. So you go to the library, like within a week. Start talking to Mohammed. Mohammed, it really
Slow headway.
what?
Like it's
Yeah,
I'm not making a
fully,
lot of
like-
headway. Like it's a really slow
Yeah, you
progress.
fully like doesn't know what's going on at first. He's so confused, and he's also really confusing to talk to. But talk with him, work with him. Offers to like let you like help out around the library.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like really as a job because you're like 12, but
Yeah.
like you can come and like help out.
Yeah.
And don't really make much headway.
The last thing I would
Make
do. Yes.
another. Give me
Go
like
ahead.
2 seconds. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Make
I don't like that you have to look something up for this.
make.
Awful.
It's so upsettingly long.
I don't like this.
I have to do quick mental math.
What the fuck?
We can cut a lot of this, but I need to.
No, I need
Where?
people to know just how long
Okay.
it's taking you.
Give me a history check with advantage.
Okay.
Add 2 instead of your modifier.
Aw, but I have a 3 as my
Or
modifier.
Increase your modifier by 1 though.
Oh, by 1? Or by 2? I have a +3.
So increase it because it increases on every even number. Correct?
What?
What are you talking about?
What are you
What the fuck are you
talking
doing?
about?
Wait, modifier or
Modifiers increase
Yes,
on every even number. So increase it by
abilities.
so increase your
Increase-
modifier by 1.
So pretend my intelligence is 16 instead of 15.
Pretend your intelligence is 17 instead of 15.
Okay.
And give me a roll.
Oh, what the fuck?
What
Let's
the
hope this
crap?
is just Mohammed's score and not something ominous. History?
Oh
Yep.
my god.
I'm rolling like shit. Oh,
Oh
Yarrow's
my
back in the
God.
building, baby.
You need new dice.
I do.
I've been having a bad rolling day too.
These are new dice. I
I
what?
know. +4 then would be a 12.
Okay.
Not awful.
Not awful and not bad for 2 years worth of investigating. And that is where we are going to end this episode of Optional Class, Act 1, The Years of Light. See you next time.